Alright guys, welcome to this episode of Head-to-Head Battles. In today's episode, we're going to be going over the top 5 rogue contenders of the May and June 2020 format. So if you want to kind of converse about these topics and more, come follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/head-to-head-battles. We stream every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7:30 p.m. EST. And also, we hit our like goal on this video right here. You'll see it right here. And we promised that we would give away a prismatic secret rare playset of Called by the Grave. So we're going to be doing that on Twitch on May 29th, which is a Friday at 7:30 p.m. EST. We're doing our first 24-hour live stream, and we're going to be doing echo giveaways and just giveaways. It's going to be freaking crazy good, bro. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're followed so you don't miss it. And also, if this video gets 500 likes, we're going to try to give away a booster box of the most recent set. So comment down below. What would you do with this booster box if you got it? Would you open it? Would you sell it? Would you keep it because we gave it to you, without opening it? Who knows? And also, if you like content like this, make sure you subscribe, like, and follow, hit that notification bell, and join the squad or join the brigade. We're calling ourselves the brigade, okay? So enough of this convoluted intro. Let's get this video started right away. Zoom hand camera thing. Now, the first deck on our list is Generators. Now, Generators after Edco or Eternity Code got a huge boost. The deck just became so much more viable and so much more fun to play, actually. With the release of Lobtar, right, and Har, and Girsu, the deck is actually really good because Girsu is essentially a one-card combo, right? Lobtar will essentially summon you out anything from deck that will help you get out of a sticky situation, or put you in another situation. I mean, who knows? And then we have cards like Har, which essentially on your opponent's draw phase, you can make your opponent, I mean, it's his choice, but you can make him dump a card from hand or field to the graveyard. But like, that's still really good because you're essentially taking away their card advantage in hand because they draw one to get 6 cards in hand. But if you activate Har in draw phase, they essentially only have 5 cards in hand still. Eternity Code really helped kind of like fill in the holes and the gaps that Generators had, right? So if Generators were a sinking Nidhogg, Eternity Code kind of like patched in the holes and made it not a Nidhogg. What is the opposite of Nidhogg? I don't even know. Another reason that this deck is so good is because it enables VFD like way too easily, right? Like if you activate World Legacy Monstrosity and it resolves, that is a free VFD. Like that is the freest VFD of my life. And if you don't know what I'm saying, VFD stands for True King of All Calamities. Yeah, I don't know how that happened either. This deck has a lot of like interesting plays, and to wrap up Generators, like the deck is just really good. If you want a really dope deck profile or you want to know how to combo off with Girsu, go check out Pack's videos. Pack did a really good video and has an amazing deck profile on his deck, and he really made me fall in love with the deck, right? And if you haven't fell in love with it and it's not on your radar just yet, get the cards before you can, okay? Generators tops once, like all the cards are like high rarity, like you're screwed. Like go get the cards now, right? And comment down below, how likely are you to play Generators? And like the upcoming format, like would you actually take it to a regionals or just play like casually at home, right? So another really good rogue option for the May and June 2020 format is actually Subterra Guru. And I know what you're saying. You're kind of biased because Subterra Guru, like you said, is one of your more favorite control style decks. Now, you're correct in thinking that way, but let me change your mind, right? This is one of the few control decks that you can play under TC Boo, right? So there can be only one. It's a really strong floodgate, even in today's meta, and Subterra Guru can play under it. Now, one of the biggest weaknesses of Subterra Guru is that you need Guru or Hidden City like in your opening hand. So essentially, if you're playing Terraforming, 3 Hidden Cities, and 3 Gurus, you're playing 7 Gurus, right? So in terms of numbers, you should be opening 1 at least in your opening hand. Now, a lot of decks that are field spell dependent, like Generators and Subterra Guru, it can be seen as a very big weakness due to consistency issues, right? But because this deck runs a lot of floodgates, like you should be able to survive turn 1 and turn 2, right? Hopefully your top deck is like nuts, but if it's not, the floodgates on field should help enough until you can pop off. But sometimes if you don't, you don't, but that's just the nature of Yu-Gi-Oh! In a nutshell. So as a Guru player, you want at least Hidden City on the field, right? You're a Guru, you're Fiendish in hand, maybe like an Ash Blossom and a Floodgate on the field. Like that would be like your perfect turn 1 board. But a lot of decks these days, like as they're comboing off, they essentially kind of like pop cards on your field, and like they do things, right? But TC Boo and hopefully that Phoenix Negate and Ash will like complete deter them. And on turn 3, you can set up for turn 4, but it's all about the grind game. And I know a lot of people do say that Subterra players are like Oonga Boonga or something, but hey, the deck requires a big brain, okay? Like the level of preparation that you need and the level of deck knowledge that you need to play Subterra Guru or any control style deck is actually pretty high. If you don't know what you're playing against and you shotgun your cards out of hand, like you'll lose every time, right? But if you're a good player and you're a smart player and you know the meta, then Subterra Guru is a really good deck that you can play against any other deck, really. And another really good thing about Subterra Guru is it puts a lot of damage on the board. Subterra Final Battle is not a once per turn, right? It's once per card. So if you have 2 Subterra Final Battles on the field and you have your Umatrix on field and your Subterra Guru on field, you can chain your Subterra Final Battle to itself and then meld the attacks of Subterra Guru and Umatrix together, Korean Hearts, and OTK, because that's over 8,000 damage, right? Like my math is pretty correct on that one. And Umatrix in itself is also a really good card paired with Subterra Guru. You can use Guru's quick effect to set them both face down and use Hidden City to flip your Umatrix back up and then just banish a monster on your opponent's side of the field, right? The deck is really good and it kind of makes you feel like Batman because you have to prepare, like budget Batman, because the deck is pretty cheap, you know what I'm saying? So this next deck has always been kind of an expensive deck for I don't know why, but it's Madolche's, all right? Now, I've wanted to play Madolche so bad, but I couldn't because the deck is just freaking expensive, and people decide to buy the crap out of it, out of it. They buy out of it. That was my phone. And I can't afford the deck, okay? So this deck is really good. I kind of just like putting monsters on the board and going into their XC's plays, right? And Queen Tiramisu is actually like a really good card. So what does Queen Tiramisu do? Okay, it allows you to shuffle back 2 Madolche cards, not monster cards, 2 Madolche cards from your graveyard to your deck, right? And then you send 2 cards from your opponent's side of the field, and they have to shuffle it back into their deck. Like a send 2 back into deck, like not even graveyard. Like the card is so good going second, right? And Madolche's is essentially a going second OTK deck because it breaks boards, right? Like it breaks boards. And from Eternity Code, with the addition of Promenade and Salon, like the deck is just so much better. So let's talk about Salon for a second, right? So Madolche Salon literally allows you to normal summon more than once a turn, right? And if any Madolche card is added to hand or shuffled to the main deck, you get to search and set a Madolche spell or trap straight from the deck. Like the card is just really freaking good, right? And on top of that, you have Promenade. And what does Promenade do? Promenade is essentially a negate while adding a Madolche monster from graveyard to hand. It's a negate that will add a Madolche monster from graveyard to hand. Oh, these cards are so broken. Now, this deck is amazing at what it does, and it can do it very well, very consistently. So whether you're playing a tier 1 deck or a rogue deck, if it's consistent, it's considered a good deck, right? Essentially speaking. And like, you can never have too much dessert, you know what I'm saying? Like this deck is primarily like dessert pseudonyms, right? But if you are a Madolche player, comment down in the comment section down below. What got you into playing Madolches? For me, it was the card art and the fact that Queen Tiramisu is a card, and Tiramisu is my favorite dessert, right? So the next deck on my list is actually Fluffles. So I know what you're saying, buff dude playing Fluffles. But yes, Fluffles is a really good deck. Post Rise of the Duelist though, so that's the catch here. So in Rise of the Duelist, we're getting Frifer Whale, Edgem Scythe, and Fluffle Dolphin. Now, all 3 of these cards work really well with the Fluffle cards that already exist. So let's go over these cards one by one, right? So what does Whale do? Whale on Fusion Summon allows you to pop a card on your opponent's side of the field and your own field, right? Edgem Scythe is a quick effect from hand, which allows you to, on your opponent's main phase, special summon a fusion monster by revealing the card in your hand. Like, what the heck? So that's how we get into Whale, right? And then, when you use that Whale effect to pop itself, you can use Edgem Scythe as a balance in the graveyard. Like, that's so broken, right? And Dolphin works really well with Penguin and will help you get into Whale, which will help you get into VFD. Like, okay, I want you to imagine with me here, okay? A Fluffle end board of a 3 material Appaloosa, a VFD, and Totally Awesome. can you imagine it? Are the plays coming into your head, right? Comment down if you know how to make this end board, if it's like coming to you, right? Like that's actually a really insane board. And because of the cards we're getting out of Rise of the Duelist, it makes the board possible, right? Like the deck can now play around Nibiru because you just make totally awesome like first, right? And Edge Imp Scythe, like no matter how you look at it, is a really good card that does a lot. Like the two effects that you would use are just so good, like no matter what. But like I said, the one caveat to this is that it is post Rise of the Duelist, so you do have to wait. But it gives you time to practice. It gives you time to practice the deck because the deck does a lot. I would buy as many of the Fluffle cards as I can now, so I don't have to buy them later when they do end up topping something. So for me, I think I will be playing this deck once locals and regionals do come up after post Rise of the Duelist. So if there's any of you in the comments that are with me, let me know. Let me know. So the final deck on my list is actually Strikers. So I know in my top 5 budget meta video, I actually did say Strikers was my number 1. And thank you, Ryan Yu, for proving me right, man. So this young gentleman won a 340 persons tournament, an online tournament, but still with Strikers. And it's not even like mine.deck Strikers either. It's like actually Strikers. So if you guys could all do me a favor and comment down below, hashtag Ray is Bay, much appreciated. So I know we talked about this before, but if you're new here, let's talk about it again. So Striker, without Engage, lost a lot of consistency, but it made it back with Kagura being at 3, right? And now that you're running 2 Widow Anchors and a higher ratio of Afterburners, you do have a lot more options in the deck that you just kind of have to get to without Engage. But the deck still runs like Strikers. Now, the one problem with a lot of meta decks today is that if you're playing a meta deck, sometimes the deck carries the player, right? But Strikers or any rogue deck, the player needs to carry the deck. So for a lot of these decks mentioned on the list today, you need like a huge brain, like massive IQ for these decks, okay? So if you're playing one of these decks on the list, congratulations, you're a genius. So all jokes aside, one of the biggest combos that Ryan was doing with Strikers was using Hita to bring back the Ashe, to link it to Celine, Mommy Celine, bringing back the Effect Veiler, then linking off into Access Code Talker, right? Access Code Talker works really, really well with this deck. And believe it or not, will help you close out games. Strikers before used Borrelsword to close out games, but I feel like Access Code Talker is just as good, if not better. So comment down below. If you're playing Strikers, would you play Access Code Talker or Borrelsword, all right? Comment down, comment it down. I'm curious. So in terms of Strikers, this deck can still do a lot. And if you side correctly and you know the meta, you can play this deck to its fullest potential and then some, okay? And clearly we have proof that the deck still works because Ryan won a 340 persons tournament with it. I went 0-4 in regionals. Like, that says a lot. It says a lot. All right, guys, so if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and hit that notification bell to let me know you enjoyed this video. If there's something you would like me to improve on these videos, comment down in the comment section down below. We'll use the comment section for this video as kind of like a suggestion box, okay? And like I said, if this video can get 500 likes, we'll give away a booster box of the most recent set. And then I'll also decide if we want to give it away on Twitch or on YouTube or on both. So guys, as always, thank you for the amazing support that you guys have been giving us. One of our last videos must have hit a YouTube algorithm wave or something, and it's doing really well. Let's get this video to do just as well, if not better. I will catch you in the next video. I freaking love you guys. This is Susu from Head to Head Battles, signing out.